What's up? I'm Pete from Fall Out Boy, and Romeo and iHeart invited me on Most Requested Live to hang out and talk about our song with McConan and Lil Peep, I've Been Waiting, and do an Ask Anything. So let's get into your questions right now. Bailey from Madison, Wisconsin asks, who was your first celebrity crush growing up? I want to say that my first celebrity crush was Shitara from Thundercats. She's super fast. I was little. I don't know. Jill from Chattanooga, Tennessee asks, what's your favorite Queen song? My favorite Queen song... I mean, does Under Pressure count as a Queen song? I don't know. I guess technically not. I guess my favorite Queen song probably would be Bohemian Rhapsody. Just because it's an insane song to be a pop song, and I grew up on Wayne's World, so. Quinn from Key West, Florida says, can Fall Out Boy collab with the amazing Bebo? Listen, I've heard he has a very busy schedule. We've been trying. I don't know. Hopefully it'll happen. Fingers crossed. Haley from Tyler, Texas says, is there ever a possibility of performing this song live in Lil Peep's honor? I think it would be really cool to figure out a way to perform I've Been Waiting live. I just don't know what it is. It would have to be a circumstance that made sense for Peep's legacy and made sense in general. We've had some offers to perform it live, and I don't think any of them have been right yet. But I do think it would be cool if we could find the right way, and the right way to kind of like celebrate the legacy. Sophia from Brisbane, Australia says, hi Pete, if you could rename the other members of Fall Out Boy, what would you name them? Listen, they're basically... sometimes I feel like I'm Snow White and they're the Seven Dwarfs. It's like grumpy, sleepy, sneezy. I don't know. Maybe I'm all of them. Haley from Fort Pierce, Florida says, could we ever get some FOB limited edition Crocs? Now, I've never worn Crocs myself. I'm a big believer in the UGG movement, and I'm a big believer in comfortable fashion. So, maybe, but I do think that like you have to, whatever you do, you can't just like hawk a thing that you don't wear. So it would have to be something that we wore. Maybe. I like the Post Malone Crocs, honestly, but I kind of think I like it because you can tell that it's just authentic to his personality. So, maybe. Patricia from Tampa, Florida asks, today, April 27th, is Patrick's birthday. I was wondering if we can get some updates on what he's up to. We miss him. Listen, it's Patrick's birthday. I'm going to let him out from being chained up in my basement for the day. He can be on the first floor of the house with bars on the windows, and he can watch us eat his cake. I'm just kidding. I have no idea what Patrick does. Romita from Sunnyvale, California says, it is unanimously agreed upon that the moth is supposed to represent Peep. My question is, why specifically a moth? What aspect of Peep's character is reflected by choosing a moth as a symbol representing him? I'm kind of hesitant ever to go in depth into what imagery and what symbols are supposed to mean in videos, especially because this was done with Peep's team and a lot of the symbols came from them, and I think it takes away from it when you say what your perspective is. At the same time, I think that it's clear that like the way the life cycle of a moth is, and the way moths, I guess, are drawn to light, and especially this giant moth exists, could be representative of Peep or the legacy that is Peep. We tried a couple of other ideas there that just didn't work visually. That probably would have been more directly tied to things that Peep did in his life. but they just didn't really work visually with what we were doing and the limited time we had with the CG. Good. I like that people are like looking in depth though. That's pretty cool. Connie from State College says, was there a fashion trend that you jumped headfirst into that you should have avoided? I mean, I've done so many. I've dived headfirst in so many times. I don't know. I think there was a point when like the jeans that we were wearing were so tight it was just absolutely insane. Like you couldn't really like sit down and stuff, you know what I mean? And it looked pretty ridiculous. I think that clearly your best move long term looking back at yourself is like kind of middle of the road fashion, because there's nothing that you probably won't be, you're not going to feel embarrassed. I oftentimes go to extremes, and I think that is when you're like, oh my god, this looks insane. But yeah, that one for sure. There's millions of others though. I mean, I was doing Jinkos in like the 90s. So Sawyer from Xenia, Ohio said, kind of a lighthearted question. I guess you all looked like actual fairy tale princes in that I've Been Waiting music video. Would you ever take the opportunity to be in a Disney movie? Wow, that is like such a huge compliment, you know? I think it would be so cool to be in a Disney movie. We've obviously done a song for Big Hero 6, but I think it would be like really cool to do a character, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that looks awesome. That would be very cool. Thanks again for watching my Ask Anything with Romeo and Most Requested Live. Right now we are on our song with Lil Peep and McConan, I've Been Waiting. Thanks for the questions.